CNN Newsroom, I'm George Howell. Now to tell you about a worldwide cyber attack. It's had tens of thousands of computers showing error messages like the screen here. This was the screen at the UK's National Health Service demanding ransom to unlock the files. Some hospitals even had to cancel appointments because of it. At least 99 countries have been targeted, and we're learning that the hackers took advantage of vulnerability in Windows computers. Earlier, British Prime Minister Theresa May addressed this security breach. Let's listen.
Well, we're aware that a number of NHS organisations have reported that they have suffered from a ransomware attack. This was not targeted at the NHS. It's an international attack, and a number of countries and organisations have been affected.
Well, let's get up to speed with all of this. Our Nina Dos Santos is following the impact of the hacking here in London. Diana Magnay has the latest in Moscow. Russia, of course, being one of the countries hit the hardest. Nina, to you first. What is this virus? And given the fact that we know at least 99 countries have been affected, including Britain and our National Health Service, how contagious is it?
Well, it's obviously very contagious because, as we've seen, this is one of the most damaging cyber attacks in the best part of a decade, Hannah. What hackers have done here, essentially, is they've used a cyber weapon called Eternal Blue that was originally developed by US spies at the NSA, the US National Security Agency, to try and supercharge an existing form of criminal malware, which is similar to a particular virus called the WannaCry virus. And what they've done here is they've managed to infiltrate many different computers by using large-scale computer networks of big organisations, be it the National Health Service here in the UK. We've also had reports of Telefonica, the mobile phone company out in Spain, power companies in Spain to Portugal, Taiwan, everywhere around the world, Germany, Tajikistan, and even the Interior Ministry of Russia having been infected. So essentially what they think, cybersecurity experts think, is that a criminal gang here has been trying to make money with what's called ransomware. So what happens is when this virus infects your computer is it encrypts all of your data. You get that screen that George was just showing us before, asking you to pay a ransom of about $230 in Bitcoin, which of course is an online cryptocurrency. And we do know that some of those Bitcoin accounts have already started filling up, although there's no evidence of exactly which big organisations have paid any of these ransoms. And here in the UK, it's doubtful that an organisation like the NHS would do so, Hannah.
Diana, I want to bring in you in Moscow. What is Russia or the Russian government saying about all of this and the scope of this hack, given that, as Nina was just saying, we now hear that it's not just public data and public computers that have been accessed, but also some personal data as well, really at the heart of the Russian government?
That's right. Russia's Interior Ministry says that 1,000 of its computers were compromised, but that is only 1%. And they said that no data had been stolen. The Health Ministry says that their systems haven't been attacked. We know that several telecoms companies were targeted. One of them, Megaphone, was compromised. Sparebank, also a very big bank here, was targeted. The minister who is in charge of the internet was he's the advisor on the internet to President Putin. He has said that he doesn't expect there to be any big economic loss as a result of this, simply that there will be possible data breaches, but nothing on a significant scale economically to worry about. But it is the country that has been hit the hardest and exponentially harder than any other country by these attacks. Interesting, too, what we're hearing from Edward Snowden's Twitter feed. He, of course, is in Russia, and he has been criticising the NSA for allowing its cyber weaponry to have been hacked and to have been made available online by this hacker group called Shadow Brokers. They compromised the systems. They somehow got their hands on these cyber tools of the NSA and dumped them online in April. He has said, Edward Snowden, in the past, that they were associated with the Russian government. But of course, then cyber criminals can get hold of those weapons and use them for their own effects. Ironically, in this case, targeting mostly Russian companies. Hannah?
Very interesting indeed, especially to hear what Edward Snowden has been saying about it, as you say, Diana. Nina Dos Santos live for us here in London with me, and Diana Magnay in Moscow. Thanks very much indeed.